Welcome back to Elden Ring. In this video we are going through how you can get an unlimited 30% boost on all of your rune farms in the game. And just quickly before we get any further into the video, if you're not currently subbed to the channel, make sure you do sub, turn notifications on. If you enjoy the video, don't forget to leave a like, all support is greatly appreciated. And if you want to support me further as a creator, then check out the links in the description and let's get into it. So in order to start this one, you can do this incredibly early in the game. What you are going to need to do is get your hands on, I'd say maybe about 2,000 runes, and it won't be too hard even when you do first start the game. So you will begin your journey at the first step. And what you want to do from here is make your way north to the Church of Ella, then go north up to the gate front, and once you have interacted with this site of grace, that is when we progress. Because you'll be put into a cutscene, you will be awarded your mount. So what we're going to do is come all the way round to the east of this ruins. And what we are going to do on the other side of the ruins is interact with this site of grace here. And then we carry on. We are going to make our way roughly down to here, just so that we can get into this little lake area. So when you are level with the lake, what you are going to do is follow it round to the east. And then when you get, for some reason I've started aggro with something. Okay, it's stopped already. So at this stage you should be underneath this bridge right here. Keep going all the way up. Ignore all of these enemies. And when you get further and further up, you are going to come across a cave. So you'll be kicked off your mount because the cave is over there to the left, and we are going to be invaded. So Bloody Finger Neregus or Neregus or something has come in to invade us. And if you wait it out a little while, you will have an NPC that comes in to help you. But I do believe I am going to be able to mess this NPC up relatively quick. There we go. So obviously I'm a high level, but if you do wait, you will have an NPC that comes and helps you. You obviously can't be on your mount at this time. But you're also going to get a brand new weapon called Reduvia. Taking a look at this, it scales with arcane, dexterity and strength. It's got a blood loss build-up of 30. It does require 13 arcane to wield, 13 dex and 5 strength. But after obtaining that and taking out that invader, you're going to head into the cave. And this is Murkwater Cave. So we are going to grab this site of grace. And then what we're going to do is carry on through, grab that cave moss. If I go to my inventory and equip my lantern very quickly, you'll be able to see this a lot better in the video. You don't need a lantern to do this, obviously. But just carry on progressing through the cave. There are going to be some enemies, but you can just ignore the enemies and come round here to the right-hand side. And there is going to be a fog wall, which does mean there's a boss. But upon entering the room, there is going to be nothing in here besides a chest. When you interact with this chest, a boss called Patches is going to come and try and take you down. You have two choices at this stage. You can either get Patches down to around 25% health. He is going to surrender. You can continue from there. Or you are going to kill Patches. And upon killing Patches, you will need to make your way past the main starting castle, and you'll need to make your way to lake facing cliffs. So I'm going to trigger the boss fight by opening this. If I just grab the stuff out of there, it's a couple of cloth pieces. So the thing is, I don't know if I'm going to accidentally one-tap Patches, because I am really, really strong. Although he might actually get the better of me. So just be careful with this, because he is going to counter. One more should do the trick, and I shouldn't kill him. There we go. So I've got him to surrender. Now at this stage you have the choice. You can either kill him, or you can just wait a minute and he is going to surrender. If you do kill him, don't worry, you're going to get his bell bearing. Then when you do make it either through the castle or going all the way around from Stormhill Shack, follow the path until the end of this bridge, go into the rock formation up to your left, follow it around the outside of the castle and come to lake facing cliffs. I'll show you that in a moment. But if you do kill him, make your way to the Round Table Hold, visit the Twin Maiden Husks, and you will be able to give the Twin Maiden Husks the bell bearing and unlock his shop in there. However, if you have just left him, if you've shown him mercy and let him live, then if you fast travel back to the site of grace at Murkwater Cave, if you go back into the same room, the fast travel will have let him set up his little shop. Come back in, you'll see he's sat by his fire, and you can now talk to him. So you are going to forgive and forget. After you have forgiven him, maybe you should do the talking first. Then fast travel back to the cave entrance and go in there again. However, you will see that I have fast travelled. I have come back and he is not here. That is because I have defeated Margit in the Stormvale Castle. So you'll see here, this site of grace is Margit the Fell Omen. So if you have defeated Margit, we're going to go to Stormhill Shack now because we have to go somewhere else. To get to Stormhill Shack, if you go from Gatefront and just come up here, ignoring all the enemies, make your way to the shack. Then from here, we are going to head north. Obviously, if you've taken down Godric and Margit, you won't need to do this, but if you haven't gone through the castle, he's not going to be here if you haven't gone through the castle. So this is only if you have killed him, so you need to get to the Round Table Hold, or you're going to need to do this if you have progressed at any point through the castle. Like if you've taken down Margit or got even further, you are going to have to do this. So at the end of this bridge, like we spoke about, if you jump down and follow this round to the left, then with this passage, you just want to come all the way through until you get to a site of grace. And just in front of us, you will see the site of grace. When you rest here for the very first time, you will be put in a cutscene. You'll be taken to the Round Table Hold. So if you did kill Patches, you'll be able to fast travel down here. You will be able to take the bell bearing to the Twin Maiden Husks and unlock his shop that way. If not, what you need to do is from Lake Facing Cliffs, you want to make your way around the path and come down to here where you get to Liurnia Lake Shore. When you do get to Liurnia Lake Shore, this vendor over here, if we just quickly jump off, this one will be the one that sells you the lantern that I used in the cave. So you'll see it there is 1800 runes. But what we're going to do from this site of grace is we are going to come up here and you will see Laskyar Ruins. But from Laskyar Ruins, if you come over to the northwest, you're going to see a big clump of rocks. If you go to this top rock and make your way up there, there's going to be a site of grace nearby. And up there will be where Patches has now gone. So that's if you've kept him alive, but you've taken down Margit in Stormvale Castle. Over here, we have ourselves a site of grace. So this one is Laskyar Ruins itself. You'll see that one right there. So when we do get over to this massive rock up here, so you'll see for me that I'm at the Scenic Isle site of grace and Patches is not here. That's because I've progressed even further, so he goes even further away. If you have done this, if you forgive him, he'll leave Murkwater Cave. If you've taken down Margit, he'll come here. So what you need to do at this stage is from Volcano Manor, head east. You're going to go to the first Mount Galmir campsite. And when you arrive at this location, if you head kind of northwest up into this section here by this tower, you then come up past this tower. There's going to be a pumpkin head enemy there. At the very edge, Patches would have left you some rainbow stones, and if you follow them along, he's going to be hiding in a little patch of grass somewhere along here. I'm not entirely sure because I can't do it. I've progressed like far too far. But there's going to be wolves further along. I'm not entirely sure where he goes. But he'll be hiding in some grass along here. If you just follow the rainbow stones, you'll find him. He's going to push you off a cliff. A cutscene's going to trigger. You come back to him. He's going to tell you not to step into Volcano Manor. Because this is all part of a quest line for patches. I think, honestly, you're better off just killing him. Because you still get his stuff in the first place. So at that stage, if you have progressed too far, if you've been inside Volcano Manor or anything like that, then you do have to make your way back into the manor. So it's taken me a long time to actually figure all this stuff out. Patches is an arsehole. He will start off in Murkwater Cave. I thought this was going to be a lot easier, if I'm completely honest. But he starts off in Murkwater Cave, which is nice and simple. If you have killed Margit, he will move up to Scenic Isle, which is in the lake. If not, he will just set up his shop in the cave where you initially had that fight with him. I mean, if you kill him, he goes to the Round Table Hold. If you have progressed to Volcano Manor, then he will go from Scenic Isle and he can be found up at the first campsite. If you head up to that... Where was it? It was like northwest, up the hill past the tower to the pumpkin head thing, and he'll leave you the set of rainbow stones going along the like cliff edge. He'll throw you off the edge. He'll tell you never to go to Volcano Manor or something like that. Then when you do get to the site of grace for Volcano Manor, if you head out of the door, you're going to see him. So now I can access his shop. So when you go into Patch's shop, he's going to have a few different things here available to purchase, but the one you are wanting is the Missionary's Cookbook. It's going to cost you 800 runes, so pick that one up. I mean, if you want to and you got the runes, you can pick these up. The 3 Gold-Pickled Fowl Foot, but the cookbook we've just bought will let you craft these, and that's what we're going to do next. I'm going to show you the location of all of the ingredients or materials you need to craft these, and essentially get an unlimited 30% boost to your rune farms. These come in incredibly helpful. Mix them with the golden scarab, and you're getting runes and runes galore. So after you have obtained the cookbook, if you go to Church of Ella, you're going to need to purchase something off Santa. So when you do make it back to the Church of Ella, if you come over to the Santa dude, you go into his purchase tab, you're going to pick up a crafting kit for 300 runes. And this crafting kit will give us the ability to craft some items. So if you go into the item crafting menu, that missionary cookbook of Patches will give you the ability to craft Gold-Pickled Fowl Foot. What you need in order to craft these are Rowa Fruit, 4-toed Fowl Foot, and golden fireflies. So what we're going to do now is go through how you can get your hands on all of the required items and the best ways to obtain them. Credit for this does go to ESO. Some of the tips have come from their video, so I'll leave a link to their channel in the description. So let's take a look. Rowa Fruit. To start this off, if you go back to the first step, when you are here, if you simply come to this bush, and you come down to this one, that's 4 already, that makes 5, this makes 6, and then you can look around, but I don't think there are any more. So that was 6 Rowa Fruit. And then all you want to do is rest at the site of grace. After you've done that, you're going to run and you're going to do it again. So that makes 7. Then we have 9, we have 10, we have 11. Then we have 13. That one picked up 2, was it? Or 1? It's like 12 or 13 from the farm. Next, before we continue with this, you do want to get yourself a bow. If you already have one, perfect. If not, we are going to go get one now. In order to do that, at the first step, what you want to do is you want to head south and look for a spirit spring, but one that is actually reachable when you jump down off the cliff. So probably from this section here, maybe a little bit further along. So if I just take a massive leap of faith. So I'm going to double jump and just drop all the way down. You'll see that if you land very close to a spirit spring, you won't take any fall damage. I'm very glad I didn't, because I've got over 300,000 runes on me. But over here at this, like, ruin sort of thing, underneath there is going to be a merchant. So head over and interact with this dude sat down. And then if you go into the purchase tab, you can buy yourself a short bow, but you can also purchase arrows that are 20 each. So I'm going to purchase the max amount of arrows. Obviously, I've got the runes. So for the four-toed fowl foot, there are multiple places you can go. But the best one is, if you come from the first step, if you head east and drop down into the lake, you're going to see Dragonburnt Ruins. Carry on past that. You don't need to engage in any combat or anything like that. You're going to make your way to Agil Lake South. From there, you are going to follow the path all the way down, ignore all of the enemies, come across the Bridge of Sacrifice into the Weeping Peninsula, keep going down until you get to Castle Morn Rampart. If you don't have the map fragment for this area, so if this doesn't actually show up on your map, then from Castle Morn Rampart Site of Grace, if you head down past this wall, so as soon as you make it down here, if you come through the, like, broken down wall, you'll see it directly in front of us. I have killed the giant, so he's not going to fire any arrows at me. But right here at this pillar, you'll have the map fragment just sat there. Pick it up, and that will reveal the map. So it's right around this sort of section here. But then, from Castle Morn Rampart, we're going to make our way north up the main path, and we're going to come to south of the lookout tower. When you are here, you're going to head west. You can grab all the Rowa Fruit on your way. And at the beginning of this bridge, there's going to be an enemy that's laying down. You can just ignore them. Come across the bridge. And over there in the distance, we need to get up onto the hill. So just keep making your way along. I'm going to speed up the footage now until we get to the top of this section here. So when you do get to the top, you can slow down the playback speed of the video if you need to. What we are going to do is head southwest. And if you look on your map, you're going to come to the 4th Church of Marika. So it's on the far west side of the Weeping Peninsula. So if we just carry on going southwest, you'll see the church, like the top of it over in the distance. So when you get to this church, I recommend if you're really early in the game, don't go through the main doors. Interact with the Site of Grace to unlock this area. Then what we're going to do is head down to this beachfront here. So down to this shoreline. So just come out here, head west. But what you want to do is head onto this beach. And along here, you are going to see a bunch of penguins. So it's right here. And all you want to do is, if you hold down LB, L1, I don't know what your left, like, light attack button is. But if you just aim at the penguins, you are going to kill them all. You can do this with the eagles and stuff if you find them in the game as well. And as long as you're using a bow and arrow, it doesn't scare the other ones off. So if you pick up these loot items, you're going to get flight pinion, but you'll also see there are 4-toed fowl foot. Or fowl feet that you pick up off these penguins. So maybe even lock onto them instead of free aiming. It's just going to make the whole thing a lot faster. There we go. From one run, I managed to get my hands on 5 of them. So I'm going to do a few runs quickly, then I'll come back. So 3 runs, which took, I don't know, we'll say 3 or 4 minutes. I managed to get 11. So as long as I get 11 gold fireflies and I've got 33 Rowa Fruit, I'm going to be able to craft 11 of the Gold-Pickled Fowl Feet. That is going to be 33 minutes of 30% extra runes. No matter what rune farm you're doing. So the gold fireflies. If you head southeast from the 4th Church of Marika, so in the same area, you're going to see a little pond here. That's where we need to go to, but there's a closer site of grace around this sort of area. So we'll head over there. So when you get to around the beacon, we are looking for the site of grace. I'll show you the exact location. It's just up here. So I'm going to interact. I've never been to this area before now. So this is called Tombs Ward. And if we open up the map, it's right here. So you'll see it's over to the southeast of the 4th Church of Marika. Then what we're going to do is just place a beacon in the middle of that pond and head down there. So you can just drop off here with your mount. Ignore all the enemies, ignore the mausoleum. And just keep heading round in this direction. There's even Rowa Fruit on the way. You can grab 3 of those. That's another Gold-Pickled Fowl Foot. So we're going to jump up here and come round on ourselves. Then when you get up the hill a little bit, you are going to see some enemies in there, but you'll see the golden fireflies. And you don't have to attack any of the enemies. You're going to get a very good amount if you just go around on your horse and just spam your pickup button. There's going to be a healthy amount of the golden fireflies. There's even Rowa Fruit up here as well, which is incredibly helpful. Then all you've got to do is just ride off a little bit so you can get out of the combat area. Then you fast travel back to Tombs Ward and do it all over again. So now if we go to my favourite farming spot, this is a little bit later in the game. What I'm going to do is just put on my favourite thing, which is Roger's Cold Rapier plus 25. All because of the ability that's on it. And if I go to item crafting, I can craft 11 of these Gold-Pickled Fowl Feet. You can store some in your chest up to 999. You can only carry 10 on you at any given time. So if I craft all of those, I now need to go and get 4-toed fowl feet again if I want to craft any more. Yeah, the buff does wear off if you fast travel, so don't fast travel. All you've got to do if you're doing this farm is just run back up to the top of the hill and rest at the site of grace. So if we note the amount of runes I currently have, I've got 349, was it 630? 349, 630. And what I'm going to do is a standard run, no gold scarab. I'm not going to equip a Gold-Pickled Fowl Foot. I'm just going to do a normal run, and after I have finished it, we will check out the amount of runes I have. So with that, we went up to 380, 290. So that gives us a total profit in one run of 30,660. If I now put on the gold scarab, this is going to boost your runes by 20%. If we have a look at how much we're going to get now, so from 380 to 90. So we went from 380 up to 417,070. So with that calculation, instead of going up 30,660, we went up 36,780. So it's roughly an extra 6,100 runes per run. And this run takes maybe 20-30 seconds. You can easily fit 2 runs into this per minute. So that's roughly an extra 12,000 runes per minute. That's an extra 720,000 per hour. But then if I take the gold scarab off and I put on my filigreed crest again, if I consume a Gold-Pickled Fowl Foot, you will see that I went from 417,070 up to 456,925. So that has bumped it up to 39,855, and that's from 30,660. So just the gold fowl foot is boosting you by 9,200 runes per run. So what I'm going to do now is if I pop an FP thing, flask, and I put on the gold scarab as well. So I just went from 456,925. I went up to 504,745. So that is 47,820. And that's per run. So if I times that by 2, that is 95,640. And that's how many runes I'll get per minute. So then if I times that by 60, you're looking at this rune farm going from around 3 to 3.1 million per hour. It's going up to like 5.7 million an hour. So what I'm going to do very quickly is, you'll see I'm on 504,745. I'm going to consume a brand new Gold-Pickled Fowl Foot. I'm going to leave on the golden scarab. I'm going to farm this for 3 minutes. I'm going to get as many farms in as possible using both the fowl foot and the scarab. So it's got both them boosts in it, and we'll see how much I go up to. Okay, so I believe it has ended because I've lost one of the things. Yeah, that's only 2,500 now. So take the 5,000 runes off. I'm up to 761,504. So about 755,000. And that is from 504,000. So we'll say 756,500. And we'll take away the 504,745. That's 251,737 runes in 3 minutes. So it's a little over 5 runs in 3 minutes. So if we grab the 251,737, in 3 minutes we times that by 20, per hour that is 5,034,000 runes. So this rune farm gets insane. Obviously the more runes you're able to farm, the bigger this is going to be. But that is the benefit of running the Gold-Pickled Fowl Foot. Also, if you tie it alongside with the gold scarab, it's even more. It's insane numbers when you look at the bigger side of the runes. So a beginner rune farm, say you're getting, I don't know, say 20,000 runes an hour. You're going to get 50% extra if you're running the gold scarab. So you'll get about 30,000 runes an hour. At the start of the game, that would be insane, as the levels are really, really cheap. When you are more endgame, you'll see I'm level 139, obviously. This is the best farm in the game. But if we have a look at my level up cost right now, it still doesn't feel like a lot, because each level costs me 128k runes. So I'd be able to give myself an extra 5 levels, then I would need to get another 40,000 plus runes just to level up once more. So I am so glad I found out how to craft these Gold-Pickled Fowl Feet, because they are an insane increase. Yeah, it only lasts 3 minutes, you're not allowed to fast travel, but it's essentially, when you're crafting them, an unlimited 30% boost to your rune farms, and it's going to come in so handy for any rune farm in the game. Even if you're still doing the boulder farm that's over to the northeast side of Caelid, that's netting you 2,000 runes or something, if you're crafting these, you're going to be getting a big percentage boost on top. It's going to make all of the leveling even faster in Elden Ring. It's going to help you out so much, any rune farm in the game. But what we're going to do is leave the video there. Let me know your thoughts and stuff about it in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. I hope you guys enjoyed it.